Welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Jen,
And I'm Zach.
and it is officially my favorite season. It's cold, and we are doing all the things in the kitchen. This is a quick snippet of that brown sugar syrup on Facebook that everybody requested and wanted to have. It is made to put in iced coffee, and it's really, really good and simple, and you can do it too so that you don't have to be spending money on those iced coffees. But back to it being my favorite season. We can do all the things in the kitchen now. I don't have to be aggravated because it's hot outside. There's no bugs. They've all gone back to where they came from. And it's just a wonderful time of year when we get to do things that we want to and focus on things with a greater purpose.
Yeah, so as we all heard us in the past, it was a rough year to try to preserve in season. So this is a lot of stuff that we are doing now that it's getting cooler and we're in the winter months or fall months. So these are those habanadas that you all saw us harvest. Jen got that really cool chopper, which is linked down below, and chopped them up into just really small dice pieces. And we're popping this into the freeze dryer. We love the freeze dryer for the peppers specifically because peppers are a difficult thing to preserve. So this was a good, easy way for us to choose. Now we did have just a little bit left over here that didn't fit on all of the trays. So we're just sticking this into a food saver bag and going to pop that air out of there and stick it in the freezer.
We prefer to freeze dry our peppers. We're just not crazy about the texture once they're frozen. But if we do, we vacuum seal them for better quality, and it's not as gross and mushy when they do thaw. And if you're on the edge about getting a freeze dryer, it is almost the good time of year because Black Friday sales are going to be coming out. So make sure you watch out for those. Make sure you use our link if you're going to get one.
So now we have been making 2 loaves of artisan bread every single night and selling fresh baked bread into our store. So at the very beginning of this video, you saw 2 loaves that were completed, and that was done with bread flour. And now this recipe does call for bread flour or all-purpose flour. However, we, after experimenting, like the all-purpose flour better. So this is basically a no-knead overnight bread. So it's very simple to put together. We will do a specific video about this, like a short. Make sure that you're catching those because that's where we're giving a lot of good recipes out. However, we will have this recipe listed down below. But basically, all you do is you mix it up together. It's nice and loose. You let it sit overnight, and then the next morning, that's when you pull it out. And it is very sticky, so you want to make sure that you have it very floured up. And again, it is no knead bread, so we're just getting it covered with flour and basically just rolling it around a little bit to form it into a ball.
So like he said, we let it sit overnight and that way it rises. And then in the morning, what you're going to do is you're going to preheat your cast iron Dutch ovens. We do too. You're going to preheat them at 450 degrees for about 30 minutes. And your bread's going to be sitting out and it's going to be rising again within that time. And then you're going to stick it in the oven for 30 minutes. And then after it bakes and smells up your whole house and is so delicious, then you're going to take your lids off for the last 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see, it looks very similar to sourdough. It's not sourdough. We're still working on that, but it's very good bread. You just want to make sure that you let it cool completely before you go to package it up.
Okay, the Habanadas are done. It took 26 total hours. That was with a couple hours of extra dry time just because we couldn't get to them. So really probably about 23, 24 hours, I would say. But these things dried up really well. As you can tell, we could pack those trays, so we didn't have to worry about overcrowding on them. And they turned out really well. You're going to see me do a taste test here in a minute. So we're just getting these sealed up. We did put a moisture absorber in the bottom of our gallon jar. And because we're doing a gallon jar, these will be something that we eat this winter. If we were thinking long-term storage, we would have definitely used a Mylar bag and put them, sewed it up and put it in our long-term storage down into the basement. But these are going to be something that I think we're going to eat up pretty quick as the winter goes through. Like I said, they were so yummy and delicious. And in just a second, you'll get to see a full-blown taste test.
I'm gonna try them now. Those are good. Nice and crunchy, and you still get all the pepper taste. I like those. Those are kind of a nice little, like, almost like a chip, pepper chip. Shoo-wee, it is cold. And as it's starting to get cold and we're sniffling and not used to this cold weather, it's an important reminder that we aren't like them. We're two different breeds. What we feel, they don't feel, and vice versa. We always start getting a lot of comments about what do we do for our animals in the winter. Besides them having a ginormous barn they can get out of the weather, animals are made for the cold. They are made for these cooler temps. Most animals actually struggle more in the summer than they do in the winter. Flies, heat, they can't sweat. All these different reasons are what makes summer a little bit worse than winter. They do thrive in winter. So as we're getting into these colder temps, I know sometimes it's tempting to throw heat lamps up in your barns, all that different stuff. It is unnecessary. Now, if we have a major -50 below ice storm, something like that, you might want to bulk up on a little bit more straw and hay and different stuff like that to keep their internal body temps up. But overall, you don't have to do much. And really, I know breaking ice and having to make sure things don't freeze up is kind of a hassle. Farming in the winter is actually a lot easier than in the summer. But the biggest ones that I want to talk about are the dogs, because that's the ones that bring up the most questions. These two right here, where are they at? There they are livestock guardian dogs. Their breed is Great Pyrenees. They are built for the cold. They have a double coated layer. So what that basically means is they are insulated to another level that we can't even imagine. They love winter. They love it outside. If it's snowing, good luck even trying to get a Great Pyrenees to come inside somewhere. They are built to be livestock guardian dogs. Their job on our farm is to stay with the animals and protect them, not protect us. That is 100% their job, and Great Pyrenees have to have a job. If you try to put a Great Pyrenees in a house and make it a house dog, it's going to be a terror. It's going to tear stuff up. It's going to be rambunctious. It's going to be crazy because it doesn't have a job. Daisy, the farm dog, had to get the yard dogs all jacked up. She likes doing that every once in a while. But this is just your friendly reminder. When we're sitting toasty inside, because that's what our bodies need, because we ain't got no fur like these animals do, don't immediately connect that with your animals. Don't immediately connect that with your animals, your livestock that you have outside. It's okay. And I promise you, they're probably so happy that the bugs and the humidity's gone just as much as you are. Phew. So while we're all bundled up around the fire, remember, we're not animals, and animals aren't us. It's okay. Be cautious. Understand we're trying to do things naturally. What would an animal do in a wild instinct out in the pasture, out in the woods? What would they do? We're trying to mimic that. We're not trying to take our human stuff and put it on top of them. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed today. We had a lot of kitchen stuff, a little animal talk, and bird code time. Y'all, we love you. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Until the next one, bye.